أعوذ بالله من الشيطان اللعين الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الصلاة والسلام على خير خلقه ونور عرشه أفضل الأنبياء والمرسلين خاتم النبيين بالقاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعترة الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين أما بعد. This is part 2 of my talks on environmental themes and issues, which I began with the first part. Now this is the second part. In this part, I just want to, as I mentioned in the introduction, that there is truly ample environmental guidance in the Holy Quran and in the hadith that we have got, which is available to us. And I would like to highlight the Quranic guidance that we have got, so that it provides a context and it provides the backdrop against which we can look at the various guidances that our beloved Imam Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib has given us through his wonderful sermons in Nahjul Balagha. So inshallah, the idea then is to provide in this particular short video clip this context of the guidance in the Holy Quran and in a hadith. If you look at our theology, our essential theology, which is the way we look at how Islamic teachings are in fact giving us the basic understanding of all the teachings that we need in order to lead our lives. If you look at the key theological underpinnings of Islamic teachings, the basic ontological principle is that the realm of being, that the realm of existence that we are in, has a Lord and a Master. It has a Lord, the Master. And this is expressed in Islam in the principle of Tawheed, which is the existence of one God, the Creator, the Sustainer, and He is the Creator of the realm of being, and He is a supreme being. And this principle, theological principle, ontological principle, is that we should always be aware that everything that has come into existence has come into existence through Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creation. So Allah is our Creator, and Allah has provided us with existence, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided us with guidance from the very beginning. When He created us, when He gave us existence, He also gave us guidance. And the guidance that He gave us were in various forms. One of the principal instrumentality of guidance has been revelation, and the explanation of the revelation through the holy prophets that Allah sent to us, and our own holy prophet Hazrat Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alayhi wa alayhi. So we understand that that is the basic principle, and we have therefore to look at our Quranic guidance and see what the Holy Quran tells us. revelation from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the teachings straight from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first key principle that we should emphasize, which underpins the ecological outlook of Islam and Islam's philosophy of natural order and creation, which is derived from the above mentioned ontological principle that I mentioned. The ontological principle and the epistemological principles include the concept of sovereignty of God as a creator and the honor of all creation, including the environment. So, He is the creator and the ultimate honor of all things that exist. He is the creator, we are the created, and we are the servants of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And all creation is derived from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's creation. And therefore, it is something that we have to always bear in mind, that La ilaha illallah, the Tawheed, which is our basic principle, is the most important principle that we have to bear in everything in our entire existential life, existential undertakings, that there is no God but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, who is the creator, khaliqu kulli shay. He is Fatir as-samawati wal arz. He is the originator of the skies, the heavens and the earth, and He is the creator of everything. Everything which is created by Him. So He owns the environment. This environment is not owned by us. It has been given to us. The environment, the owner, the Malik, the king of this environment that we see in all creation, on the earth, in the skies, is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He owns it. We have simply been given the right to use it. We don't own it. If I have land which I possess because I bought it, I still don't own it absolutely, because this land has been originated by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I am simply the intermediate person to take care of it through whatever system of ownership that the various systems of secular legislation would allow me, and also whatever Sharia tells me as a person who has bought the land, what my duties are, what my obligations are, and what my rights are. This principle is important, because then we have to remember that since I am not the absolute owner, and the actual owner absolutely, and the ultimate owner is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, I am responsible and I am accountable to Allah, because He has entrusted me with the trust and care of creation. And my role is not to dominate and exploit creation for my own purposes. My role is to carry out, to utilize it. There is this whole concept of moderate utilization and the prohibition of asraf. So, when you look at the Holy Quran and Surah Najm, in ayah number 31, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala sets out the principle that He is a sovereign. He is the absolute sovereign of everything, of all creation. And in Surah Al-Ahzab, in ayah number 72, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes it very clear that our responsibility is and our accountability is to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and we have simply been given the entrustment of taking care of fellow creation. This, of course, includes all creation, human beings, animals, everything, but in specific terms, the environment. And then this principle is telling us that I am now not supposed to dominate wantonly and exploit wantonly all the creation, including land and environment, for my own advantage and purposes, but I am supposed to take care of it. So the concept of moderate utilization is very important. Moderate utilization is I don't do asraf. I actually utilize it in the manner as in when I need it, but I have to be moderate. I cannot be selfish and take everything and utilize it only for my advantage, but I have to look at the needs and the requirements of other people, other creation as well, and of the environment itself. So this principle of prohibiting asraf and having moderate utilization means therefore that I cannot consume irrationally, excessively and compulsively all the things which are there in existence or that have been created by Allah, including land, including air, including the atmosphere. I cannot consume it, I cannot pollute it, I cannot spoil it. I have to utilize it very moderately and very responsibly. I can't squander it. I can't do tabzir, squandering of energy, squandering of environmental, rivers, water supplies, all these things that Allah created for us, the animals, the fish, and the oceans that Allah created, the skies that Allah created. I have to utilize it in a manner that Allah has guided us. And Allah has indicated to us very clearly that we have permission to utilize the environment and the resources of the universe, but not to waste them and not to cause wanton harm to creation. So therefore, Islam enjoins proactive care of the environment and responsibility to future generations. We have to bear in mind that we are not going to live here on the earth forever, that we are going to die and we are going to move into another world, the world of Barzakh and Akhirah. But there will be another generation that will be left behind, and subsequent generations are going to be living on the earth, living on these resources, and they also need to be safeguarded. So therefore, we have to make sure that we don't spoil the resources that are there in such a way that they cannot use them, that our future generations can't use them because they have been spoiled. One of the example of that is if in fact there was a nuclear explosion, it would spoil the environment for a very long time indeed. And it will be the radiation that's caused by it will cause future generations great harm, and they will not be able to utilize the bounties of Allah. The rivers, there will be contamination, the waters will be contaminated. Everything that was so pure that Allah has kept for us will be contaminated and polluted. And so we have various verses in the Holy Quran, which is, for example, in Surah Al-A'raf, in ayah number 31, in Surah Bani Israel, in ayah number 27, which is enjoining upon us the importance of not doing asraf and not doing tabzir, and to utilize these resources in the best possible manner responsibly, bearing in mind the needs of future generation. So there's something called intergenerational responsibility. It's called intergenerational equity that we owe to the future generations that have yet to come on this earth until the day of Qiyamah. And we also have to bear in mind that the Holy Quran highlights the concept of mizan. Mizan is order, balanced order and harmony in creation, which is based on the justice and wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And therefore, we have to take care that we are maintaining this mizan, this balance